Hi everyone, Pam DuBois, Dream Real Estate TV. Today I have with me another guest. Actually, Dan's been with us before. He showed us around Silver Spring, if you guys can remember, about a year ago, just doing a tour of downtown Silver Spring. Today he's going to share about real estate and what he's doing with real estate. Dan Reed with Living in Style Real Estate. Dan, thank you so much for being with us today. First, I guess, what are you currently doing differently now? How is everything going? How are you doing?
Well, first, I'd like to say that I'm fed and healthy and working, so I really can't complain right now during these difficult times. Thanks for having me again, of course.
You're welcome.
I've been trying to stay busy finding stuff to do around the house. We moved into a new house about 6 months ago, so this has been a really great opportunity to get to know the house very, very, very well.
Wow. So yeah, I guess you moved after our tour of downtown Silver Spring, right?
That's right. We actually moved back to Silver Spring. I grew up in Silver Spring, and we were living in Silver Spring, and then about fall of 2018 moved to the North Bethesda area, partially to be closer to my partner's work, but also because I was really curious to get a firsthand look at all the development and change that was happening around Rockville Pike. So that was a cool experience, but I'm happy to be back here in Silver Spring.
Back in Silver Spring, and there's a lot going on in downtown Silver Spring now too, right?
Oh,
You
absolutely. I
know,
mean,
Purple Line still in
mhm.
in the works there.
Yeah, the construction's still going on as we speak.
Okay.
It's been really cool to watch, you know, the big stuff now, cranes and bridges and overpasses under construction. Like you can really
Wow.
see it taking form.
Wow. Yeah, they've done so much in downtown Silver Spring. It's a great place. So tell me about your real estate business. What's going on? What are you doing differently as far as your clients that you're serving right now?
Well, sure. It's a pretty small operation. You know, it's myself and my mother and a couple of other agents, and we've been doing a lot more on Zoom. You know, my mother teaches real estate classes and has transitioned to doing that online, which has been a cool experience for her, I think. For myself, it's been, you know, I work mostly with buyers and mostly first-time home buyers. They've generally been a lot more open to doing virtual showings
Okay.
and trying to learn as much as they can about a home online before making the determination to visit a home in person. You know, with the governor's stay-at-home order, uh, I am not trying to, nor are buyers comfortable with, you know, the old way of let's get in the car on Saturday and go look at 7 houses. We can't do that anymore.
Right.
Um, if I do an in-person showing, they're very rare. It will be like one home or two homes, and they will be vacant homes. Uh,
Okay.
Oftentimes, sellers agents will have very strict requirements for how people can visit the property, using masks, using hand sanitizer and gloves. Some sellers have been gracious enough to turn all the lights on and open all the doors so we don't have to touch anything in the home. Um, it definitely makes me nostalgic for the days when all I had to do was put the booties on.
Yeah. Those days are gone right now.
Right.
Yeah. And we didn't even want to put the booties on, right? Remember? It's just like
I,
I'd rather take my shoes off, put these
exactly.
booties on.
I have large feet, size 13, and the booties never fit me. Uh,
Okay.
so,
Right. So it's actually more everything right now you're doing virtually. You mentioned you just actually got a buyer under contract, right?
that's right. Just went under contract.
Congratulations.
Oh, thank you. We went under contract on Friday, and so this is my first buyer under contract since COVID-19's the pandemic started.
Yeah.
So it's been great working with a lender and with a settlement company to understand how that process will be different under this process. You know, things already were moving online before that,
Hmm.
but this will likely be a settlement that is either conducted remotely or partially online. My buyers have a home inspection coming up. So, you know, traditionally, I would say, you know, you're going to be at this house with a home inspector for 2 hours. So bring a book.
Hmm.
Now, the home inspector will go into the home themselves, do the home inspection. They explain to us that, you know, the buyers are generally discouraged from attending the entire time. They can come for a few minutes if they want to say hi. But otherwise, they'll always get a report at the end with, very detailed instructions. So.
And they understand what's going on in these times, basically. They don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone has been super, whether the buyers or the home inspector or the lender or the settlement agent have been super flexible and really willing to roll with the punches and step up to what's a really weird time.
Yeah, it's definitely different and something that we're actually kind of growing into, I guess, right? Day by day, every day.
True. This is what, 7 weeks
Yeah.
since it started, and I never, I never thought I would get accustomed to this, but people can get used to a lot of things.
Yeah, that's very true. And we'll have a new normal. I mean, what is normal anyway? It'll be a new normal, right? We'll all
Exactly.
get used to it. What kind of advice would you give to a buyer or a seller out there right now? And you specifically do just Silver Spring, or are you all around Montgomery County?
I focus mainly on Silver Spring, but I've done work all over DC, Maryland, and Virginia.
Okay.
And generally, you know, I work with a lot of first-time buyers, and they're often in the situation where they're renting and their lease is going to come up at some point.
Okay.
So, usually the first decision for them is, are they still interested in moving right now, or are they willing to wait it out or go month to month or figure it out? Having that flexibility is really crucial for them.
Right.
Because there are fewer people listing their homes right now, and there are fewer people buying homes as well. But it's still competitive right now in this area. So patience is always important. That's usually the first thing that I say. Whether it's looking for a home that meets your needs, whether it's getting into a competitive bidding situation, which may still even occur now, to all the potential delays that could happen when you're under contract.
Yeah, I understand there's still bidding wars out there, which
Mm-hmm.
is great. And the inventory is still low, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you basically work with buyers and first-time home buyers,
Yes.
and that's
Yeah.
yeah,
Those are the stories I like the most.
yeah, those are the most exciting stories. They really are. I love working with first-time home buyers. Any other special advice that you can give consumers, buyers out there right now that's thinking about maybe waiting?
I would always say, like, whether, I was giving, last year I was giving people advice because they would ask about, well, we think a recession is going to come, so should we wait?
Mhm.
And well, here we are in a recession. But the advice I think I would give is always the same, right? You have to think about what are your needs and whether your current home is meeting those needs, and to really spend some time thinking about what you want and need from a new home. So that when if you do decide to look today or in a few months from now, you have a really clear idea of what your needs are, and that um, you're using, I guess, making the best use of your time. Really, I don't like to rush buyers, but I also try to help them understand as clearly as possible what do they want from a location, from a community, what do they want from a home, what are their real needs,
Right,
because the very worst thing you could do, whether now or in 6 months or in a year from now, is to rush into buying a home that isn't going to make you happy and isn't going to fulfill your needs,
right.
because it could turn out that you may feel that you have to sell that home in a year or two, and that might be a worse position, honestly, than waiting a couple of months to buy. You can always give me a call, 202-256-7238, or you can shoot me an email at dan@livinginstylehomes.com.
Okay. A website? Any website you want to share?
There is a website, but I could be more assiduous at updating it.
Got
We're currently working on getting a webmaster.
Okay, got it. I've got a good one for you.
Oh,
Anyway, thank you so much for being with us. Everybody stay safe and be healthy. Lots of prayers coming to you guys as always. Thank you again, and we will talk to you soon. Bye-bye, everybody.